one of the things that I realized early on is that my normal is that I love to talk to everyone. You know what I mean? And when you're in school, you know, the kid that talks a lot and shares their feelings and connects to other people, they're put out of class. They're told that they're not the good kid, you know, like go to the principal's office. And what I realize now as a television host who's making a lot of money off of talking to everybody, that me being an extraordinary talker and being able to connect with people was a good thing. And I'm so thankful that I didn't listen to every single one of those teachers who told me, oh, Karamo, you're talking again? Go to class. It's a bad thing. I'm glad that I didn't allow that to dim my light, because it would have stifled me from going on to something that made me happy and brought me so much joy and helped so many other people.
I wonder how many hosts or presenter people on their school report always has talks too much.
All of us. All of us.
Slam dunk, are you ready to make me?
Definitely. Well, Karamo, let's talk about like queer art. Obviously, as you say, if you'd have listened to your teachers, that would never have been a thing. James and I, before we came on, we were talking about, like, we like to think how your role is pretty much like the cement to the whole thing, because you can look nice, you can live in a nice place, but unless you're dealing with what's going on in here, how far does that last? So what did it teach about you, or what did it teach you to go and speak to other people?
Yeah, you better preach on that. Like, this is really what it is. You know, we have a makeover show, and, you know, the first seasons, people used to say, well, I don't understand, how do you make over someone's culture? And for me, I always tell people that culture has many different meanings and definitions. You know, one is being what we know in science and bacteria. Another one is, and the one I apply to, is shared attitudes and values. And so when you're talking about even like this idea of like what's normal and what's not normal, it's this shared idea and values that we've sort of held close. And for me, I realized until you get a grasp on what means the most to you, what you love in the world, and you can start to heal from the negative things you've heard, then you are not going to ever be able to truly live the most authentic life you have. You know, it's like you just said, Oliver, until you fix the inside, it's okay. You can change someone's clothes, you can change their hair, you can change what they're eating, but eventually they're just going to go right back to it, because whatever created that pattern wasn't addressed. And so my role on the show is to address those end things. Like, let's figure out why you're not doing this. Why don't you believe you deserve better? Why don't you believe that you should be intaking healthier things? Why don't you believe you should be interacting with people? Why don't you believe you deserve more out of life? So for me, it's just a really beautiful thing when you see people get it. They click on really quickly and they're like, oh my gosh, that thing that happened to me in 4th grade is still haunting me today. And because of that, I no longer am making the right decisions for myself to live a happy life. And now they sort of move on from that.